Stephen King's It. I'm Billy.
I'm Mark.
I didn't even do that on purpose. And the cat you'll be hearing is Capone. He'll show up. You want it in. Don't be trying to get out.
So this is Mark, I'm Billy, and we're Unprofessional Movie
Unprofessional Movie Reviews. We'll be reviewing It. Not to be confused with Stephen King's It, which this is based off of the book Stephen King's It, but Stephen King's It is technically the name of the 1990 miniseries. It was a miniseries, right?
Yeah.
Miniseries.
Turned into a single movie release, videotape, DVD.
And then everyone in the early 90s got it from Blockbuster.
Yeah, and shout out to our boy Jonathan Brandis, may rest in peace. The young man who played Billy in the original Suicide Awareness Week. So
there you go.
Or month, and so
good timing.
Yeah, so Jonathan Brandis was a young actor we lost to suicide in the mid '90s, I believe.
Yep.
Hell of a talent, and I would have really liked to have seen what he would have done.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But
he played Bill Denbrough in the original 1990 release.
So the way this works is you click like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, click the little bell icon if you want us to bug you every time we do a review. One of us is going to do a quick little non-spoiler synopsis. I like that he blends in completely with my shirt. Yeah. We'll do a non-spoiler synopsis, and then we're going to be doing our negatives first?
Negatives first.
Our negatives first? Oh, he's going to bump my face.
We'll give you a custom tailorized review, score out of 10.
Yeah, we'll do our negatives and then our positives, and then in between 0 and 10, our customized shit.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to do the thing?
Yeah, I've read the book.
Well, don't do the book summary. We don't got time. Remember, it's just the movie. We're filming. Yeah. We're reviewing the movie.
The story of It takes place in the town of Derry, Maine, which is a town where strange things have been known to happen. Children have been going missing, most notably. And a small ring of kids that call themselves the Losers. Yeah, become friends over the course of a summer, and they all are seeing strange things, and they all happen to be related, and then they get to the bottom of the strange things that they've seen, which involves a clown, which I'm not spoiling anything, so...
No. Everyone knows who Pennywise is.
Yeah.
It involves a very terrifying, evil clown that has weird powers, and, he's like a fucking fear demon. That's what I always call them. I don't know if that is technically what he is, but that's what I've always considered.
The book gives more context, but that's about all we got from the movie, so...
Yep. You're gonna get a lot of, Goonies feel. I really liked the Goonies feel, and then even
Stranger Things, too.
Stranger Things, which also was kind of going off of the Goonies. This is in the same vein of Stranger Things. By that I mean modern day doing 80s really well. This takes place in 89, which is different from the original, but I like it that instead of us going back 20 years or 27 years just to go back 27 years, I like that they started 27 years from now. If we get to adults, it's going to be... I know that might be in your negatives, but anyways, all I was saying is you're going to get a Stand By Me vibe, very coming-of-age story vibe, and I really liked that.
Wasn't Stand By Me, didn't that take place in the 60s?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I meant vibe as in, the kids all hanging out. Yeah. That wasn't my positives or anything.
And the reason I laughed about the Stranger Things reference is because Finn Wolfhard, who plays... What's his character's name?
His character was Richie.
Richie. No, I meant in Stranger Things.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, you don't remember his name?
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember Finn Wolfhard's name.
It's not Mikey. Mikey's the one who goes missing.
Yeah, no, it's Will. Mikey's the chunky one.
Oh, then I don't know, man.
I don't remember. Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Finn Wolfhard is like the main young boy who's friends with Eleven in Stranger Things, and then he's also Richie Tozier in this movie.
And we'll get to his performance, I'm assuming, in the positives. Yes.
Negatives. So, my biggest negative is about character. There's some serious character inconsistencies in this movie. I guess that's one of my bigger ones, but Eddie Kaspbrak's mom, at the beginning, she doesn't seem to really give too much of a shit where Eddie goes, as long as he gives her a kiss before he leaves.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's this overbearing, protective, chunky mom. And
she was chunky beforehand.
Yeah, and that's important. That is important to the book if you've read it, because you'll find out that Eddie has a type. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Eddie's mom was an inconsistent character. Skarsgård did this thing with Pennywise's voice that was really cool at the beginning and kind of spooky, and then it was all over the place for the rest of the movie, and that kind of threw me off. He did this like cutesy thing, like, go on, pick it.
Yeah,
and that was like funny to me. And,
I
like,
loved
appropriate.
that.
But yeah, so that's my first negative.
Inconsistencies. Let's go with I'll be bringing up effect again. I'll be bringing up special effects again. It really did seem like two different. You either got really cool practical effects, like it wasn't. I don't know if it was an homage to Nightmare on Elm Street, but you remember the original Nightmare on Elm Street where the blood came out of the bed? Yeah. Which was literally gallons and gallons, and
Johnny
it was filmed
getting sucked into.
Yeah, and it was filmed in an upside down bed, and they did it reverse. Or no, not whatever. They did something kind of like that, and that's gonna go into positives. And then whenever you got the more computery effects, I didn't like it. I liked it when they really went in on practical, and sometimes it was good. Sometimes even the practical kind of looked like Halloween masks. Yeah, and I don't like that. So it was really inconsistent with their effects because the first one we really saw, I was like, oh, I would really like this scene if it wasn't for that. Yeah. And then the next time we saw stuff, I was like, ugh, okay. And then all of a sudden I was like, ooh, that was a good one. Ooh, that was a good one. That's a Halloween mask. That one looks good, though. So the effects...
One thing that this
A lot of people might not notice that, but I noticed it.
There's one thing about this movie that they could have taken a lesson out of, like, the original Ring-U, or even the original version of this fucking movie. Less is more. Yeah. If we hadn't
the Jaws effect, guys.
Right, if we didn't know exactly what it did to Georgie's arm, just that we saw a kid with a stump for an arm all of a sudden, that would have been a lot scarier than that weird blender mouth thing that happened.
I'm gonna bring up that scene again in my positives, but definitely his blender mouth is my negative. Of that scene.
Also, spoiler alert: the deadlights are like a tractor beam for your soul. They're in his throat.
Yep,
and it's supposed to be his eyes, so that was weird.
But it was in his eyes that, like, one scene, his eyes glowed too.
His eyes glowed, but they didn't do anything. Yeah, like, the thing is, he's supposed to be able to project, like, laser beams out of his eyes that, like, make
and this time he, like, eats people.
Kind of.
Yeah, kinda.
I think that was more about the type of fear that Stan had, if that's what you're referencing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was more about Stan's fear than it was about the Deadlights. Okay. Because the Deadlights, he just, like, opened his throat at a character and then, like...
Yeah, like Langoliers, his face open.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Langoliers.
Which, in that scene, the effects looked good, actually.
My other really big complaint about this is significant plot moments. If you've read the book or you've seen the original film, there are some significant plot moments that are in both that are not in this movie. And that kind of upset me because this movie is all about cosmic circumstance and friendship. Those are the two main things. Yeah. Friendship makes you strong. There's strength in numbers.
Hey, man, that is very heavy.
Right.
That's very heavy.
But there's, like, a bigger string about how, like, these kids were put here by a cosmic force to be together and that their friendship makes them strong because of that cosmic force. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, because I didn't catch that.
There wasn't, like, they tried to put a manufactured conflict in that wasn't in the books. There weren't significant moments between, like each character is supposed to have another character that they're specifically drawn to as, like, a pair, and that wasn't a thing. We didn't get the battery acid, which I was really excited about, because that shows what its weaknesses are. Because the weakness of it is that if you're not afraid of him, he doesn't have power over you. And then
which
Eddie,
they pushed on that.
Yeah, and in the old movie, Eddie whips out and it says in the book too, he whips out his inhaler and he says, "This is battery acid, you slime," and melts his face with it, even though it's just his inhaler, which is full of gazebo.
Yep. That was so funny.
Yeah.
I want to move on positives because I got a lot more than negatives. I actually don't have a lot of negatives, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be giving this a 9 out of 10 or anything. Right. Spoilers, I'm not giving this a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a positive, but even the positives themselves weren't super amazing. I like this movie a lot, but even with very few negatives, I'm not like, boom. But anyways, there's two characters that are and I understand, 7-person ensemble cast. I get that. And with how good some of them really got into, you get into some of those characters really well.
Yeah.
and like way better than I thought they would. And a lot of it's performances, but specifically,
this movie is all about Bill, Bev, and Richie.
Well, I would say Ben and Richie just steal scenes because he's awesome, but maybe that's.
I think Ben and Eddie and Stan
Eddie?
and Mikey are all kind of relegated to the back.
I was thinking, which one's Eddie?
Eddie is the one that breaks his arm.
I like the small little guy. I was thinking more Mike Stan, but either way. Our point is, as you can tell, some characters get kind of pushed up to the side. Yeah. Definitely Mike and Stan do, in my opinion. And Stan's fear is one of the more believable ones, because it wasn't like some. Maybe it is in the book, but at least from what I could see, it's not like some irrational fear of the void or any super deep thing. It's like this creepy thing he has to put up with, and it haunts him. And that reminds me of when I was 10. And there was these creepy things, like, my mom had this giant stuffed animal that was a lion when I was a kid. I don't know where she got it. I eventually ended up ripping it because I hated it. And I would have dreams that this big stuffed animal was just walking around.
Yeah.
And it scared the shit out of me. And that reminds me of Stan's fear, which I would have really liked if they gave Stan, if I cared more about Stan.
Yeah. Also, they made that up.
Oh, that's not even a thing?
No, that's not.
That's the one that's probably going to be haunting me when I'm trying to sleep later. Including the stuffed animal thing. Why did I bring it up?
My biggest positive is...
Oh, we're on negatives? Positives!
Oh, are we still negatives?
I was.
Oh,
I was saying Stan and Mike were pushed up.
Positives! Positives, performances. The kids.
Definitely the performances.
So good. You can so easily find bad child actors for a movie like this.
Bill was played by Jaden Lieberherr. Lieberherr. Good.
Yeah, no.
Good.
He was great.
Really good.
Big fan.
Best, I'd say tied. Definitely Finn Wolf, was it? Wilford. Finn Wolford, who was in Stranger Things. He's like one of my least favorite in Stranger Things because I'm a Mikey guy. Or is it Mikey? Yeah, the guy with the face who's really funny. Stranger Things.
One with the
Yeah,
that's Mikey.
He's like my favorite character ever. And Finn was like kind of pushed to the side. I never thought of him as the main character.
I always liked his relationship with Eleven.
I do. But anyways,
I thought
But by the way, Richie was, I don't know if this was his acting or Richie was written very well, but he stole almost every scene.
Oh, God.
He is so funny in
Go
this.
blow your dad, you mullet-wearing fuck!
Yeah, oh, man. And the language, I loved the language in this because you couldn't get away with, even with the gore, of course, you couldn't get away with this being PG-13, but the problem with taking kids these age and moving them into like a Sandlot-type movie is, I love Sandlot, don't get me wrong, but they only swear like once in Sandlot. They say shit when the dog's running at them.
Yeah.
When I was like 10 and 11, I fucking swore fucking constantly because I was like the cool thing.
Yeah,
it was like
I want to be a grown-up. Grown-ups swear all the time.
And that's exactly like these kids, even like the little dweeb, Eddie, drops the F-bomb like crazy. That's a big positive.
That's in the book too. The kids curse.
I love it.
In the book.
And then, I'm going to throw out for Jack Dylan Glosser, who played Eddie. I liked his acting a lot. He's this little squeaky bastard, but I really thought he was.
I don't even think you've mentioned the best performer yet.
No, I said tied with Finn, and I forgot it was Sophia Lillis.
Yeah, Sophia Lillis was really good.
Beverly Marsh, her portrayal of Beverly, really good.
Really impressed.
Really good. Then I'm not gonna bring up.
She reminds me kind of a little bit younger Saoirse Ronan.
Okay, yeah, all right, I can see that.
Yeah.
And then we got Chosen Jacobs played Mike. I'm not going to say the reason I dislike his character was because of him. I feel like we didn't have enough chances for him
absolutely.
to...
He was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was good, but we just don't know enough about his character.
Yeah, and if they gave him as much airtime as the other ones we mentioned, he might...
And to be fair, his character is the latecomer to the group. But that's still not really an excuse.
But then Stan, who's there from the beginning, who's played by Wyatt Glyph. Olaf. That's not a G. Olaf. Wyatt Olaf, he's there from the beginning, and we don't see a lot of him. At least, is he supposed to just be quiet and timid? Like, that's what I kind of got. Like, he's more of a scaredy?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, yeah. I got that, but I wish we got a little bit more of him.
We missed Ben.
Ben! I liked Ben, too.
Something J. Taylor? Something
yeah, we'll find out. I really liked Ben, actually, a lot. His performance, Jeremy J. Taylor. Right away, he didn't seem like the stereotypical, like, chunk.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was going to be like...
There's going to be at least one scene...
But he actually had balls, too.
Right.
And he wasn't just...
He reminded me a lot of the actor from the 1990 version.
Yeah. I mean, they looked way different. There were different types of chubby adolescents.
It's almost like they were the same character, just in different
Very
bodies.
close.
I liked that. That was fine.
Yeah. I thought Ben was great.
I did expect to see at least one scene of him, say yo, Ben.
Yo, Ben. Whoa. Yeah. No, and they didn't do one him overeating scene.
No, they didn't.
And that is awesome.
But we also don't know anything about his backstory.
No, they didn't get into his backstory at all.
We know about Bill. We know about Bev. We know about...
We talked about the Losers Club. I'm going to say another amazing performance. It's not Bill Skarsgård. There's too many Skarsgårds. Bill Skarsgård, I thought I had no idea who this guy is. Apparently, he was in Hemlock Grove. And it was supposed to be Will Poulter, and I wanted Will Poulter, but instead we got this guy. I liked the design for Pennywise, even though some of the special effects were a little too much.
They didn't need to have at least 3 special effects on him at all times.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It was weird, but it added on to his uncanny valley creepiness. And him... It didn't take it out for me. I really liked... this interpretation of Pennywise. And his voice early on, the first scene, minus the bite, I was so sold.
Me too.
And I didn't know if you were or not, because you were like, ooh, that's special effects on that arm chomp. And I was like, yeah, but the rest of that scene, though.
Yeah, no.
Holy
and then we
shit.
don't see that version of Pennywise
nope,
again?
Never again. Yeah, never again. And
also they did this weird thing where they stabilize. The camera stabilizes on his face when he's on camera, and his body moves just slightly.
And his face is still, creepy still.
I think it's meant to be unsettling, but it just
unsettling.
Took me out of it.
It's super unsettling. But yeah, I want to get into more stuff, but it's kind of spoilers. But when it comes to the creepy segments, I think a few of them I like more, but I think they kind of nailed it out of the park on, either the leper attacking the germaphobe I thought was great.
He had a your nose.
Yeah, he had a weird nose. But I was going to bring it up in positives. If you guys have seen this or not, the Beverly bathroom scene, structurally wise, is one of the best scenes in this movie. When the blood pours out.
It would have been better without the drain hair.
Yeah, the drain hair was cheesy, but the blood itself, when the blood poured onto her, was so good. Amazing. So good. Really good. And that's what reminded me of, the old Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. But it wasn't filmed the same because this was really spraying. Now think about that. How many times did they have to shoot this, however young the actress is, tied to a sink and literally spraying gallons of blood at her?
Yeah.
That was probably super hard to get shot. You would have to clean up the whole room all over again.
Yeah, and speaking of, shout out to the 80s cleaning montage.
Oh, yeah.
That was
good 80s cleaning montage.
I like that.
But I'm just saying, I'm not a horror movie fan, and I might stay up a little bit tonight with some of the creepy imagery.
I'm not. I wasn't scared at all.
I wasn't scared, because I know it's a movie. Right. But some of the images messed with me.
No.
Messed with me a little.
I wasn't bothered.
I want to... but it didn't really...
Minutes. I want to quickly mention one. Sound design, we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, sound design was great.
Really good use of the Dolby Atmos 3D sound.
Yes.
For once, I get to make that note.
There was a Jack in a box going, and it literally, for a second, I thought it was somebody's phone going off, and then it grew throughout the theater, and I was like, that's really unsettling.
And there's an effect you see in the trailers where Pennywise is running at the kids, and he's like, and there's this high pitched sound that plays, but it alternates across the entire auditorium, and it's actually jarring.
It's super jarring.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I got more positives, but I kind of nailed it. I could probably just gush about about some of the stuff, but I think we got it. So if you want performances, you're going to get performances. Some of the scary shit's a little on the cheesy side, and I'm trying to do a quick...
Yeah, lots of jokes.
The jokes
some
are
of the
great.
jokes are kind of inappropriate, like, timing-wise, but...
Super inappropriate.
Whatever. Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
I gave this movie... Ready?
Yeah.
I gave this movie 6 out of 10 January Embers.
Oh, I like it. I was pretty torn on what to give this because I didn't really think the negatives were that bad, but at the same time I didn't super love this movie. But since... Oh, and also I like the cinematography. I didn't bring it up. I enjoyed the cinematography a lot. It took me a while to figure out if I liked it or not, and I did. But either way, I'm giving it 7 out of 10 butcher knives, switchblade things. Yeah, because of the awesome switchblade. By the way, the actor who played the bully was weird.
I liked him.
Again...
I want to do a recommendation of one of our old videos.
Okay, fine. Give me work to do when I'm editing. Do it.
All right. I think you should watch Mark's review of Rest and Ricklaxation.
Yes!
Season 3, Episode 6 of
Yeah.
Morty.
Yep. I'll put that link in the description. And let's do... the last horror movie type thing we did was...
Get Out?
Nope. Well, maybe. But that's not the one I was going to do. It was Cure for Wellness.
Oh, yeah.
Which I also thought was super creepy and jarring, and how bonkers the ending is. Now that I think about...
And I was just like, eh.
Now that I go back and think about how stupid and bonkers the ending is, it actually makes me like it more. Like, I can't believe they did that. It made me like it more. So, I'll throw the Cure for Wellness and the Rest and Ricklaxation reviews down. Thanks for watching this Unprofessional Movie Reviews, completely unscripted, barely edited, and we just fucking talk at you guys. You have a good one, and, wubba lubba dub dub.
Grass tastes bad.
AIDS!